Welcome to the Gone Boss Vodcast.
At home version.
I'm your host, Matt Howell.
And I'm your host, Angie Rogers Howell. We're still at home and checking in with awesome women in our community.
This week, we're brought to you by our premier sponsor, Schaefer Leadership Academy. Learn more at schaeferleadership.com.
We're also brought to you by 18 Concessions. Find out more about them by searching on Facebook.
If you have a comment about the show or something you want to share with us, call or text 765-233-2640. We might even use it on the show. Who do we have on the show today?
Today, we have Debbie Acree of Debbie's Handmade Soaps. We also have Heidi Hale of Heidi Hale Designs and Olive and Slate. And also, we've got Amanda Hughes from Forever Young Boutique. So all three downtown.
Everybody downtown.
It's like whoever plans this puts it together.
A few episodes, we had people who weren't even in Muncie, but they were former Munsonians.
Exactly. It's like I have a plan and I put it together. It's amazing.
We're supported today by our premier sponsor, Schaefer Leadership Academy. Learn more at schaeferleadership.com. They have something coming up this week that's going to be big.
It is so big. It's 2 days.
2-day
extravaganza
Zoom webinar thing.
It is entitled Person-Centered Motivation. It's going to be presented by Jake Gamble of Leadership Support Services.
The way I understand it, this program is going to be comprised of 2 back-to-back Zoom meetings, right?
Yeah, back-to-back as in 2 days. Yes. So
that's big. That's a lot.
Know. That's a lot of content. You're going to learn a lot of stuff there. So May 27th and 28th. So you're going to do it on Thursday and then again on Friday.
From 2 until 3:30, both days.
Both days. It's
okay.
A Zoom meeting. I'm sure they will remind you about it and put it on your calendar and all that good stuff. From 2 to 3:30, and it's free. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, so you can do it at home in your pajamas if you want to.
What are we going to learn?
You're going to learn how to motivate different types of employees and ignite workplace enthusiasm, motivation, and engagement. You'll create a person-centered relationship with your employees that will help create a positive work environment where employees demonstrate emotional traits like empathy, enthusiasm, motivation, and resilience.
I'm going to read off the script. Learn the difference between communication and connection.
And you'll learn about the 3 types of organizational employees.
Now, where can you find out more about all this?
Well, of course, at schaeferleadership.com.
So we wanted to check in today with some of our favorite downtown merchants. How is everything going downtown during this pandemic?
So with Olive and Slate, what we did is just shut it down. Of course, like everybody else, just shut it down. The tricky part with HGH is that we have this online presence. So we shut our storefront down, but we cannot shut the website down because, as you guys know, you build up that momentum, you take that away.
You want to keep it going.
You got it right. So, and this happened right before Mother's Day, which was kind of scary to us. But the good news is nobody has anything to do but shop online. So we were 7 pieces away from doing 5,000 pieces of jewelry for Mother's Day in 1 month. As I see all these moms on Facebook saying, this is what we did today. This is, my little creative thing we did with the children. I'm sitting there like, I want a vacation. Which is not a vacation being stuck at home, but compared to what I was doing through April and the beginning of May, it felt like it.
Now, you still fully staffed or?
No, that was the other tricky thing. So we divided into shifts. We had one person coming in at 5 a.m., one person staying until 10 p.m. I've got some very nervous employees. One has asthma. The other has a low immune system. So we really had to be careful. And I laid off about 7 employees. And then with the shifts being split, we worked our butts off.
What about soap making? How's that going?
Soap making is busy.
I bet so.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks I freaked out a little bit. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen here? I have had my website for 18 years, so I was so glad a year ago I had issues with that with my domain name. So I was really glad to have all of that straightened out. But we switched a little in the beginning from soap making to sanitizer. I started making sanitizer.
Ooh.
And so that really, really kept me busy. I did have 2 girls that were working every day in the store, and I ended up laying them off the first couple of weeks. And then I called one of them back, and we just did kind of split shifts and worked together. And my website, it just went crazy, just totally went crazy. It was like, I can't believe this, because I thought I'm going to go under. And here I am, more busy than I've ever been, but everyone needs soap. So, and they really need a soap that keeps from drying their hands out, you know.
Yeah.
And so it was a win-win situation with what I have, because it's olive oil, you know, made with olive oil. So the skin or the soap or the sanitizer doesn't dry your skin out. So it just really went crazy after a couple of weeks. So
awesome.
Well, that's good. That's a good problem to have.
And I was a seamstress before I started making soap. So I've been making masks too. And I've made over 600 masks. It's like,
Oh my goodness.
Day and night.
Busy lady. Yeah.
We've been doing okay. We're hanging in there. We've definitely had to make a lot of changes. We started our like going online and got a website up about a year and a half ago. So luckily we had at least prepared that and had the base set in place for that. We didn't utilize it a ton until this point. And we've kind of done a mixture of that and going live in some groups that we have. And that has kept us afloat. Even though we couldn't be open in the shop, like you guys said, we had an online presence, and we had people that still needed us. I had grandmas calling me, are you open? Are you open? Like, I have a brand new baby. And so, I mean, we're lucky that we could at least do pickups, and we offered free shipping through all of this until we reopened. So, we just reopened on Thursday, and we're doing reduced days and hours. We're just doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mostly because we still have parents at home that don't want to get out. You know, they have people at home that are at risk, and so they're still staying quarantined. And so we won't have as many people shopping us in the shop. And so we don't need to be there 8 hours a day, you know. But it was such a fun weekend. I was so excited to open, and it went really well. And it was just like so nice to be able to see the people that are our regulars. I've missed those people. You know, it made me feel human again. Like, I've only been able to see, you know, my husband and my kids for 2 months straight. Like, I want to see somebody else's face. So it's been
now,
good.
Your customers, did they have masks on, or did they leave them at home?
You know, we put out a statement that, and we put out the statement that we would have hand sanitizer right as soon as you walk in the door. And I had a little sign that said, sanitize before you shop. And I don't think anyone used it. And then even with the sign, and also our thing online, you know, we put out a statement that we personally would be wearing our mask. We wouldn't be enforcing you to wear one, but we encourage you for your own health to wear one. And I think I had one person wear a mask. So, you know, I mean, you can only say and do what you think is right, and then leave it up to them. So, you know, I kept Lysol spray behind the desk and Clorox wipes, and then I had the hand sanitizer out. And typically on a day-to-day basis, we'd only see 3 to 5 people a day anyways. I could sanitize and clean in between each person. So, you know, I don't know, just trying to do our best.
So Heidi, how's home life?
Well, I will tell you.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I have been busy, but for the time that I've been here, no. I have 2 college kids, one at DePaul and one at Butler. And I thought that they would try testing us and seeing, you know, like, well, can I just go over? We're all gonna, you know, keep our distance or whatever. No, they have been amazing. They have stayed home and they have not budged. They haven't asked, because honestly, they want to get back to school. They want their social life, or, you know, they want their world to get back to normal. So they're not risking any.
They don't want to be stuck with you forever.
Yeah. And, you know, it's kind of like I don't know what it is, but it's gone so well. And I have a 9-year-old, and he's loving life having his brother and sister home. They absolutely love it. So, I mean, to him, this is like a treat. And he doesn't have to, like, typically when Alec would come home, he'd split his time between his friends and Adam's got Alec all day, all night. Like, he's loving it. Adam, being 9, does miss his friends and he does miss school. I think it's been the hardest on the 9-year-old. So we have allowed him to get on the Nintendo Switch, get a headset, and they play together. Cooking more than I ever have. I've proven to my kids that I am a good cook.
So Debbie, how is home for you?
Home for me is busy, crazy busy. I have my 3 grandkids. When school was out, I take care of them in the evenings. I've got a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old grandkids. And so I was trying to do their school and work and everything. And I was like, I'm getting too old for this. It was crazy. It was totally crazy. But then my daughter-in-law stepped in for a couple of weeks before she went back to UPS, and she helped out some with the schoolwork. So I've cooked more. I mean, I've always cooked until, the last few years since I opened the store. I'm terrible about stopping and grabbing something on the way home, but we've cooked tons of meals and did schoolwork and just a bunch of stuff. Somebody asked me this morning, do you ever sleep? Well, I'm not too good at sleeping.
What about you, Amanda?
It's not been bad. My kids actually finished school 2 weeks ago, so they were like one of the first schools out.
Oh, wow.
And so, I mean, that was amazing. Up to that point, we had to kind of keep like a schedule because, every morning she had to be on, whether she wanted to do it or not, she had schoolwork. And so now that that's over, it's kind of like, we don't have to have that set schedule, and we have a little more free range in what we want to do. And it's been good. I even posted a thing yesterday. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go back to normal hours. I really like the home time. I do. Now that my kids are older and it's not like as stressful being here. And now I don't mind the extra time.
Where did they go to school at, and what's their age?
My daughter is 7. She just turned 7 and she's at Westdale.
Okay.
And my son is 4 and he's in preschool. So we were even having to do little preschool things to keep up with him and his stuff. So
That's good. We have Audia is 6 and Holden is 16.
yeah.
So, some days they are cool together because, Audia would love to play with Holdy all day long. And he's like, leave me alone, please. But yesterday he came downstairs and helped her with like Minecraft and stuff. And then after the rain, they went outside and like they were hunting 4-leaf clovers and things. And it was so cute. I was like, oh, look at this.
This is after days of not seeing him because he's been in his room playing games and
video
sleeping.
games.
Yeah.
But he woke up and he came out like a groundhog. And Debbie, you'll be happy with me, or maybe not. I made my own soap. I got out my old processed recipe, and me and Audia made soap.
Well, awesome.
I'm not exactly sure I'm thrilled with him making live soap with our 6-year-old.
Yeah, that's a little.
I did that part myself out in the back room. Peppermint. That's the only thing I had.
That's actually, and that's actually been going crazy right now. I don't know why. Usually around Christmas I sell a ton of peppermint, but we just have sold a ton of it lately.
I use the peppermint lotion of yours all year long.
Oh, awesome.
When I'm stressed and when I'm stressed at work, I have one bottle here and then one bottle at the studio. And when I'm stressed, I stick my nose.
Yes. Yes. For that. Yes.
I've kind of liked the social distancing.
I haven't minded it either. I mean, I miss seeing other people who aren't my family, but I do.
Right.
I have liked, not having to be out there and talking to people and
right.
Like that.
And like so in the studio, the studio is an open storefront. So people coming out, and I get a lot of people who want to talk to me. So like I get up and hi, or if somebody's from out of town that made the trip to come in, you're like, hi, welcome, blah, 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 blah. And it's just been nice just to sit there and work and not talk. So, I mean.
I agree.
Yes,
I love my customers, but I agree.
Right. So we can just focus. And the artists have been like, you know what? we kind of like this. I was like, I know. So we haven't opened up our storefront. What's funny is we have destroyed the storefront because, you know, you have to store all the jewelry so it doesn't tarnish or stays polished. And so my storefront's a mess. So when we do open up, I got a lot of work to do. So I'm like, maybe June 1st.
That's how we were. I mean, because when we were doing all of these lives, like my shop became a warehouse. I'm like,
Yeah.
Just me, but I feel like this is a disaster zone. Like things were everywhere. And that's why I kind of redid the shop. I was like, I got to do something to like encourage myself to get moving and straighten this place back up. I'm like, my customers would be disappointed if they walked in right now.
Hey, I'm glad. Well, Sean, my husband, you know, he's in the studio. He's like, people are going to think we closed down, but because we've got our shipping boxes out there. We've got paper, you know,
Yep.
everything. So it's like, what do they call when you're an introvert and an extrovert? That's what I am.
Bipolar?
No, it's not.
My husband might agree with
That's
you.
what I am too.
An ambivert.
Ambivert, like ambidextrous, but
Ambivert. That is exactly what I am.
I am too. We've switched a lot of our meetings to instead of in-person meetings to Zoom calls and things like that.
Yeah.
I have to say I've kind of liked it because they go so much faster.
Okay,
Nobody.
listen, I'm on 2 boards and we've had these Zoom board meetings and I'm like, oh my gosh, is there any way we can keep it this way? I love it.
Right, because nobody wants to just stick around and like chat and like nobody talks forever and does whatever. It's
Exactly.
to the point, man. Let's get this going.
Exactly.
How can we keep
I'm
this
all for it.
Amanda, what's something you'll do once all restrictions are lifted?
Well, we're already planning a vacation.
good?
Okay.
We need to get away. I've got to get help back in the shop though. I had 2 college girls that one was an intern and she obviously went home and didn't have to finish her internship. And then the other girl I had part-time and she went back home too. And I don't know that she'll come back because she was a senior. So she's probably graduated now. So I want to take a vacation, but I got to find help. We had a Disney trip planned and for this summer and my kids are so disappointed, but we had to postpone it. We had to postpone it till October, and now they're saying really Disney may not even lift their restrictions until like next year. So we may have to postpone an entire year. And I'm just so sad for them. But we're going to get away and go do something, even if it's like, I don't know, somewhere that's non-beachy. You know, I don't know what we'll do, but we're already looking.
And I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a vacation too. So that sounds like fun. And my husband's actually got the last week of this month off, but I'm not sure that we're going to really get to go anywhere. I'm too busy right now anyway, and it would be fun just to get away for a few days. So I'm not sure.
We're trying to figure out what does our summer look like because Matt's a wedding DJ on the side. So far, all of his gigs have been canceled, but
Yes.
we don't know if they'll start trickling back in or not.
So in October of this past year, 2019, I'm like, oh my gosh, 2020 is going to be the year of weddings. I
It's
am
amazing.
booked every Saturday from it was April to October. And so I'm like, oh yeah. And
We're going to
then
be so busy. It's great.
every week, postpone. So I feel for the brides, of course, because they're wanting to get married, but now they can't, or they have to move their date.
Right.
It's just, and the venues and everybody who plays into a wedding, you know, they're all hurting right now.
It's been really nice having him home like all weekend. Every weekend. Because usually every Saturday, him and Holdy or whatever are gone. So it's been interesting having everyone home all the time. Zeus told me yesterday, she's like, oh, I just want to get out of here. I'm like, girl, I know you're 6, but I get it.
I'm glad to get to hear Amanda and Debbie. Like, it's good to see you guys. And say what I'm wishing the best for you both. I love hearing that you guys have implemented, you know, websites or, you know, what you're doing, because I have worried about everybody. Thank goodness this is happening in the springtime and not the dead of winter, because that would be really depressing.
Yes.
So at least we've got a little bit of sunshine in between the rain.
Yeah, I keep telling my kids, like, I'm trying not to turn into the Shining here. Like, here's Johnny. Like, I think if we were the winter, I might turn into that. We'll see.
It's true. Those first few weeks of quarantine were awful. It was rain nonstop.
Yeah.
And that was so hard with the kids in the house because if they can't get out and run,
Oh yeah.
it's hard. I mean, it was really rough the first few weeks. And then the sun came out and things got so much better. But the first few weeks of quarantine, we're not very happy.
Thank you so much for being our guest today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
See you later.
Good to see you all.
Take care. Bye.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
Cardinal corn, cardinal corn.
Get you some. Have you heard of cardinal corn?
Well, yes, I have.
What is it?
It's yummy cardinal corn made by 18 Concessions.
Where's it available at?
You can get it at Muncie Makers Market every Saturday from 4 to 7.
Can you special order it?
You can.
Through who?
Through Jennifer Cooper Wilson. You can special order it if you want to buy a whole bunch of it. She'll give you bulk discounts.
A little birdie told me that you can get cardinal corn and beer at the same time.
You can.
How's that work?
Well, they have partnered with Guardian Brewery. Awesome people.
Yeah.
They will, when they're if you do a home beer delivery,
Yeah.
which you can do.
You can do right
You
now.
can do right now. That's great. They will also, you can get cardinal corn delivered with your beer.
Awesome.
So you can have
Cardinal corn
cardinal corn
and
and beer.
chug a beer.
Chug a beer, eat some cardinal corn. What's not to love?
Find out more by contacting Jennifer Cooper Wilson. Just call or text 765-702-7188. What's that number again?
765-702-7188.
All right, we've been promoting this for umpteen episodes now.
The whole year, since the beginning of the year is when we
Beginning of
started
the year.
this.
For people to call in and leave us a voicemail.
How many people have called in and left a voicemail?
We have one.
One.
And here it is right now. Loretta Parsons, thank you so much.
Hi, this is Loretta Parsons. I just got finished watching your Good Girl Gone Boss today on May the 20th, and I so enjoyed Buffy, Jessica, and Kaylee, and Matt and Angie as well. What a great podcast, and I guess it's a vodcast. I just so appreciate them, seeing everybody's smiling faces. What a way to cheer us all up during this time, finding new information, how people are coping, and what's going on. So I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Love them all.
Thank you so much, Loretta. We really appreciate it.
We do. And anybody else who wants to call, feel free.
All you have to do is call our number, 765-233-2640. Let us know what you think of the show.
You can text it too. You don't even have to talk.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Gone Boss.
Be sure to check us out at goneboss.com or #GoneBoss.
We're on Instagram at GoneBoss2K, or you can find us on Facebook just by searching Gone Boss.
If you have a comment about the show or something you want to hear with us, call or text 765-233-2640. That's 765-233-2640. We might just use it on the show.
Also, join the conversation in our Facebook group. Just search Gone Boss and hang out with us.
If you like what you hear today, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you find your podcast.
Today's episode was brought to you by our premier sponsor, Schaefer Leadership Academy. Check them out at schaeferleadership.com.
We're also brought to you by 18 Concessions. Find out more about them by searching on Facebook.
Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to tune in next week to find out who has gone boss.